All right, we're back. The phone hasn't fallen over. Yeah, no. All right, so we're going to do a gratitude list. And quickly, a gratitude list is something that is very good, and I'm only found out, I've heard about it throughout my time for years and years, but I only first done the gratitude list probably back 6 weeks ago. And I can tell you right now, it is very helpful for anyone who is going through a hard time, which there is so much people out there, down to the people who are out there pretending they're not going through a hard time. I'm just letting you know, you sit at home by yourself and you do a gratitude list, because when you're sitting somewhere and you're still breathing, you've got to be grateful for something. There's nothing else you can say back to that. So I'm going to ask you 3 things that you're grateful for today.
Today, God, that's one, that I have His support. 2 would be my mum, and there's something here that I wrote down, which I'll read after I ask Blake, and it's to do with my mum. So she's just come out of hospital and she's facing another amputation, and 6 years ago she was near death, and that'll be one of the songs that I'll be releasing about that.
It's a good one.
And the third thing would be through all the circumstances, I can get through my days with joy.
Nice.
Even when I'm having a character building day, because I don't have bad days anymore.
Nice.
And what about 3 for you?
Well, that was a spin out. I wasn't going to cut you off, man, but I was just I was listening to you. I was looking at you, and when you're saying that, I was thinking, wow, there's a connection. Because I'm very grateful for today of having God in my life. Yeah. And second of all, I'm very grateful that my mum just got released from hospital. She just spent the past 5 days in there, which had B stress levels a bit high. Anyway, that was all good. And 3, I'm just proud to be alive, breathing.
Amen.
After what we've been through, man. So yeah.
We weren't far off it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And then, so when we talk about a gratitude list, another thing I'd recommend is something that I learned, and obviously it's in the step book as well, but I sort of do it myself, and it's writing your feelings, whether they're positive or negative. Just get it out. That way it's not stored inside you and holding you down, and you're actually releasing that. You don't necessarily need to tell someone. You just need to tell.
I was just going to jump in and say that then, talking to you, a lot of people, a lot of them, and I know that because I've been one of them, at stages, but, they're so worried about other people and this and that. So I was just going to the same as you. Yeah. You just do it by yourself. No one has to know,
That's right.
I mean? It's most important for yourself.
And that's what I'm about to read out here, I look back at it, and it's actually one of the other letters that I ever wrote to God without knowing I was writing it to God.
That sounds so spun when you say that. Can you explain that in a bit?
Well, so I wrote this a long time ago.
Yeah.
And at the end, it says Amen.
Yeah,
I actually signed it.
I remember.
Yeah.
I remember you telling me multiple times. Yeah. I just wanted you to let everyone else know.
So I made one of the other videos, which was the first letter I wrote to God that I was aware of, and I thought I broke all those promises, but He actually came through with everything, because I wrote it down. And I believe projecting words instead of having negative words and projecting positivity or pouring out your heart onto a bit of paper will seriously help you scrape all that rubbish inside you, and you will feel lighter.
Yeah, I'm with you there, guaranteed.
And so I wrote this, and I don't know when, and this is something that I kind of, in ways, I wish, I can't go back and live in the past, but I wish that I did date it so I had an idea of why I made these poor choices throughout my life. Stealing, gambling, lying and cheating. I still am not sure, although I was thinking of my own greed after my mum got better, and so did I. At the time, I was on the right track only to fall off, and to now acknowledge I'm worse than I've ever been before. This was back then, of course. I have goals and dreams which I don't put in enough effort to achieve. I lost sight of what's right, and all I wanted was to get better. and be a better person. Instead, I've let myself and people I love down and continue to hurt them knowing that I stuffed up and then made things worse. I look up in the sky and ask myself why. Now, if God accepts my forgiveness, I will not return to making bad choices and will do the right thing from now onwards and truly help others and not make any mistakes. And that's a huge statement when I said that. So I'll change that because I've definitely made some mistakes along the way. But at least, I was putting my heart out on the line.
That's it.
I already have in the past for too long now. I've been following the wrong path. And I want to live the rest of my life on a better one so that I can, instead of disappointing everyone, I can truly bring light into people's lives. If that be with my lyrics, my poems, guidance from my mistakes, spread love to the world, not hate, and make my family proud if I still can. And I know that I can because they're very proud of where I am today compared to where I was 4 months
It's
ago.
one of the most important things in life too.
You feel
You said it
ashamed.
right then.
Filled with shame, guilt when you think you're letting your family down. But once they see the changes, they want you back.
It's all worthy.
So, and I'm sure they wouldn't be here with where I sit today. So I pray, and it's funny because I didn't even know that I wrote this, and I wasn't following God at the time. I pray that I can make up for my past and live in the light instead of the dark, being smart and showing I have a heart, because I always have had one. It was just a little dark. And following a brighter path to one day hopefully get a chance to have a family of my own and teach them what I've learned so they don't have to hurt and they will choose the right things in life so I can be proud. I'm truly sorry for what poor choices I've made and ask God and every person I've ever hurt for forgiveness today. Amen.
Amen.
So, and when I reread that, something like that, it may be irrelevant to everybody else, right? But people may have written stuff like that. And, being able to express that with confidence, not for anything other than that makes me feel lighter every time I read it. Because I look at what I wrote, and that's proof. I wrote to God, and God changed my life. He really did. I had to be a part of that. Blake's been a part of that.
Yeah.
But I begged God, and that's where in the last video I made, no one can force you to change. But if you want to change, you can start today.
Yeah, that's such a spin up, man. So I was sitting here just laughing, all the way back to when you wrote this stuff.
Yeah.
And then you look at where you are now,
Yeah.
but you've still got that, you know what I mean?
Well, I keep it because it blows me away
good.
looking at it, because
Yeah.
it is a testimony, it is a reflection. I didn't just write that today.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's it, bro.
I wouldn't go out of my way to do something like that. And it proves to me, and that builds my faith to be strong. And I did project that out to the universe, people may want to call it. So, whatever you're comfortable with, do that. But set it out, put it out, and project positivity, not negativity. Don't always think you're doing it hard.
Roll with the faith.
It may be a tough time, but you're getting stronger every day. The more effort you put in.
That's it.